Hey everyone, and welcome to Deep Fit Day 3. We are going to be working on legs and back today. I have a mini band for legs, so we're not going to be doing weighted legs, just some abductions, and then I have a set of 25-pound dumbbells for our back stuff. So let's go ahead and start on the mat. I hope that you're finding time to get your other tasks to help bring in some extra deep health and give back to yourself. So go ahead and just sit at the back of your mat. Place your hands on your lap. Bring your shoulders up with an inhale. Slide them back, and then exhale, drop them down. Bring your shoulders forward. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Drop them back and down. So hopefully you are finding time to do your extra stuff. However, the whole point is to decrease stress. We really don't realize just what a huge deal and impact that makes on our health and longevity and a lot of other things going on. So release and relax your shoulders. Actually contract your shoulder blades and kind of push them down. Open your shoulders, your chest, and pull the shoulders back. Take your deep inhale, exhale, drop your right ear to the right shoulder. So we never want to worry too much or increase stress. Bring to the middle and then exhale to the other side. Trying to fill in or build in extra health. All right, back to the center. Go ahead and drop onto your hands and knees, and we're going to go through some cat-cow. The goal here is to get some deep inhales and exhales and to get that spine moving forward and back. So a lot of times finding the space and time to get your early morning sunlight, to get your walks, to get your breath work, it takes adjustment for time. You have to find somewhere else that can give. And if you feel like you have nowhere that can give, that is a huge indicator that you need to adjust some things. I have been caught in the trap and the mindset that there's no time for extra, there's no time to give back to myself and stay healthy. I guarantee 2 to 5 to 10 minutes a day of something extra for stress release is less time than time sitting in the waiting room at your doctor's office, making appointments, working through insurance. So in the long haul, over time, you're going to end up with more time if you can find the time to give to yourself now. One more like this. All right, we're going to go into our downward facing dog. So big fingertips. Push your thumb and first finger into the ground. Drive your heels down to the ground. Feel free to pedal the legs, the feet if you need to. We're going to take 3 deep inhales and exhales here. See if you can hide your heels behind your ankles. If a downward facing dog does not feel good for you, feel free to stay in a child's pose or stay on your hands and knees, but we want to find flexion through the core. We want to find breath. We want to find alignment. Twist your head left and right, up and down. Drop your right elbow to the ground, then lift. Drop your left elbow to the ground and lift. One more time per side. So just a little bit of movement through those shoulders. And then go ahead and come back to your knees, and we're going to throw that mini band on and get going on our set for today. I know it doesn't sound very exciting, and it makes you maybe sound like an old person, I don't know. But I have also found that time blocking has been very effective for me and helpful to split my day up to find time for when I want to do different things and to make sure I have time for myself. So start playing around with different scenarios. All right, we're just going to start off 30 seconds of a glute bridge. So put your band around your thighs, down toward the base of your thigh above your kneecap. Set your feet, ready, and go. So drive those hips up. Really focus on flexion through the glutes. Please keep flexion on the core In fact, sometimes it helps to have a little bit of feedback, kinesthetic awareness, some touch and feel. After our 30 seconds here, we're going to lift one leg and keep those hips going up and down. You want to keep tension on your band, and you need to keep your feet where they are, or your foot. So keep your right foot there, lift the left leg, and then keep going up and down. Now, if you find that you're shifting and all over the place, you can use your arms to help support on the ground. We want to feel that right side glute get flexion. Big flexion through that right side, still tightening the core. Place the work where you want it. Remember, we're not here just to get the work done and check it off. Switch your sides. Left foot down, right leg up, drop and lift. We're here to really put the work in the right places. Find alignment, shoulders, hips, knees, and feet. When you're done, you should feel worked, a little bit fried maybe, but not injured. After this, we're going to go back to the other side and do an abduction. Abduction is when your body part moves away from your midline. So drop your right leg back down, left leg comes up, abduct. Please focus on your right glute, the core. Stay in charge of where you're at. Driving in to that right heel, switch your legs. Make sure that you kept your left foot straight out from your hip, so it's not midlining, tripoding. Should be on that left side of the mat. Flex the right foot, abduct that leg, keep your left leg still. After this, we're going to come up into a squat, keeping the band on, keeping the core strong. All right, bring it up. Knees and toes line up, and your butt goes back. Whatever pace you like. Good feedback here to keep those knees wide. We should be feeling the same kind of flexions and tension without the band when we're in our regular squats. Squatted abductions are next. Stay down and abduct. See if you can feel your shoulders and hips stay neutral together. Sit back on your heels. Find your core, your pelvic floor, inner thighs flex. And of course, we're feeling those abductors, that glute medius. Then we're going to be back on the ground for our regular glute bridge. Okay, 2 sets left of this. Then we'll get rid of the band and go into our back. It's not about how high you hike the hips here. It's getting the work in the right place. These little abductors, accessory muscles are super duper helpful, necessary, and effective for keeping the low back and the hips happy, the knees. All right, lift one leg. Keep going up and down. Keep tension on your band for me. Scan the body. Figure out where you need to relax, maybe your jaw or neck or shoulders. Where do we need to find more flexion? Maybe the core, maybe that right side glute switch. Increase that heat, muscular awareness. Feel that tailbone kind of tuck under. Then you could get even deeper into that glute. Okay, right foot back on the ground, left leg lifts, and abduct. If you want more challenge on the core, take your hands up off the ground, your arms up off the ground, trying to keep your hips and legs level and stable as you keep that leg abducting. So don't worry if your leg doesn't get super duper far away from the other leg. What we want to focus on, switch, is the supporting leg is staying still. So it's not helping by counter pulling. Check in with the pelvis. I had to shift my hips. There's really never a full arrival. There's always adjustments, always change ups. Stay in the game. Okay, up and at 'em, we're squatting. All right, make sure those hips are dropping back. Your range is kind of indicative to what's going on with your hips, how tight they are, what kind of mobility. Hopefully we can increase mobility as time moves on. All right, then we're going to squat and abduct. Sit on the heels. You should feel the shoulders and hips line up. We're not bouncing. We're in flexion, tension, control, and contraction. You got it, looking good. Stay with it. Okay, last round here, back on the ground, glute bridges. Doesn't need to be fast, it needs to be focused. Maybe take a small little pause at the top of your press. Open those hip flexors. Contract the glutes. Feel that deep heat. Okay, lift one leg. And then we're going to do our single side bridge. Find flexion in the core. Then really drive through that glute. See what kind of mental muscle connection you can find. Switch. This is the stuff, you guys. This is what keeps us going day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. Small little moves, getting it done right, getting it done well, holding that flexion and connection so that we can walk properly, function well. Okay, switch. That one leg up, abduct. Flex the leg for me, flex the foot. Woo. Drive those hips up. Can you drive higher? I was sagging. Stay up. Flexed and focused. Dig deep. Find that core. Switch. No pressure on your low back. So make whatever adjustments you need. Maybe it is letting the hips drop a bit. Then finding that shoulder to hip alignment. Ugh. Time. Okay, we're bringing it up. Squats, abductors, and then we move into our weighted sets. Find a little more core. Keep the chest tall. Knees line up with those toes. So push into your band. 3, 2, 1, squat and abduct. So I squat back, push the hips back. Then I have to take a little teeny tuck just a teeny one. You don't want to over tuck. Little teeny tuck of the tailbone so that I don't end up arching my low back. Lifted chest, strengthen core, sit on the heels, feel those abductors, the glutes. Time. Nice job. All right, we're going to get rid of our band. I'm going to stay standing if you don't have something to grab onto, or maybe you need a wall for support. You can lie on the ground, get your figure 4 there. Otherwise, find a wall, find some support, sit back and down, figure 4, other side. Okay, now we get to count our reps. We're going to go 15 reps. We have a lawnmower, scapula squeeze, locomotive, and an overhead pull. So you need one weight to start. You're going to put one leg forward, one leg back. Make sure your hips are squared off. So drop the back hip down, slide both shoulder blades down, tighten and squeeze through the shoulder blades, and then pull your elbow back before you pull it up. 15 on this side, then 15 on the other. We are trying to focus on our lats. So big muscles in the side of the back, they wrap up. Support those shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Again, finding that flexion and focus on the core. Square off the hips. Think about your breath. Developing the muscle. 3, 2, and 1. Find flexion, both directions of the move. Your pull and your drop. Okay, you need both weights. We're going to do a scapula squeeze. So our elbows aren't really bending much at all. Opening the chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together. 5. Check in with your core. 6. These are the little annoying moves. They don't go super far, but if you do them right, you really feel them. And just like with those legs, develops the right muscle groups. Okay, now we're going to hit our locomotive. One leg a little forward, one leg a little back. Stand tall, roll the shoulders back and down. Find your abdomen. Line up, hips and shoulders. 15 per side, 30 total. We're incorporating those lats and our rhomboids that we just worked on, that scap squeeze. 3, 2, 1. All right, we get to lie on the ground. Make sure you have space behind you. And we're going to do an overhead pull. So this is for our shoulder girdle. You're going to feel your core and your rear delts. Pack everything in first. So many people run this so fast and they lose some of the benefit. Such an amazing move, in my opinion. Reach the arms nice and long. So you're knitting, pulling, contracting, flexing, wrapping, whatever term works for you. The rib cage down and the core together. From your sides, your rectus abdominis, around your belly button. Try to relax your glutes so that your core is what's working. We're trying to neutralize the pelvis. So that's where your pelvis is neutral to the shoulders, not tipping forward, not tucking back. And then we've got this upper back situation here. Feels incredible. 10, 100% guessing. We got to be somewhere around there though. 12. Definitely an aspect of how you're breathing that works with this move. Got to contract and kind of hold the base of your exhale as those arms reach overhead. 15. All right. Come up to seated. Bring your left leg long, right leg crosses over the top. Twist to the right, take a deep inhale. Lift the chest, exhale, rotate. Oh yeah. Other side. Give back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist around. Perfect. All right, back to the top. If you remember which side you started on for your lawnmower, we're going to start on the second side this time. Square off those hips, one leg back, one leg forward. Develop those lats. Drop your back hip down toward the ground, pull it forward. Chances are you're a little off. Five here. Relax your neck. Engage your back. 2 and 1. Teeny weeny little twist. Focus your back. Try not to let the work start hitting up into the arms. Notice and recognize you're here, you made it. Giving back, getting stronger. So many internal psychological benefits we won't even see topically, externally. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna get that scap squeeze. Scapula or your shoulder blades, right? It's not about getting a lot of range. It's about getting the appropriate flexion and grab. Hinge forward. Lifted chest. Pull shoulder blades together. Here's the trick. Try not to move your head and neck. If you're only feeling shoulders, you need to drop your weight. So your back is what should be holding support. Nice. Let's take a little stretch here. Grab your hands, round. All right, we get our locomotive. Piecing it all together. Open chest, strong core. Please keep your hips stable. Rotate from your mid-back. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, back onto our backs. Overhead, don't pull. Arms stay straight. Pack your back into the ground. Reach, flex. Reach, reach, reach. Remember, we're trying to keep our glutes relaxed. You're packing your back in, and then the shoulders rotate from there. Can you keep your low back on the ground while pulling strong through the front of the abdomen? So we're not protruding through the belly, but we're packing it all in. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, let's take that same little twist. Get our third set. Cross one leg over, inhale deep, exhale twist. And then switch. Feeling good. Feeling that back. All right, let's do it. Back to our lawnmower. Third set. Focus. Mentally connect. Find your contractions in the right places. Stay squared off in those hips. Can you pull your belly button back a little deeper? 2, 1. Remember, we're pulling back before we're pulling up. So that's how we get into the back. We need to find our back here. It's the goal, it's the purpose. Have your goal, keep it in mind. Know the function, the why behind the what. Hips stay stable. 14, 15. All right. Scap squeeze. That little itty bitty contraction between your shoulder blades. Visualize the muscles working deep down. Those are annoying. I have to be honest. Feel it. Not much going on in the visual. Alrighty, we have our locomotive. Make sure you're switching your offset. So which leg is forward? Pack in, back into that scapula squeeze. Then get your lats. Rotate side to side. Three, 2, 1. Whew. Third round. Adding up. Okay. Back into our overhead pull. Tuck that tailbone. Pull your low back to the ground. Neutralize the pelvis. So when you neutralize the pelvis, we can neutralize the spine. So we use those core muscles. Used to, when we had to squat all day, back in our ancestral times, we didn't have cushy couches. or car seats. So that core was naturally developed over time to support our bodies. And we've got to figure out how to bring that back and then keep it going. It's constant work. So feel it. Flex and contract and hold your hips in line and the back in place as you hit your walks. Back, a lot of upper back. Flex into that upper back. Keep it out of your shoulders as much as possible. This is where having something a little bit heavier forces you to have to use that back. 2 more. Last one. Whew. Nice job. Okay. Let's flip around, face the ground. We're going to go back into our child's pose. Get your hands, big spread open fingertips, reaching forward, elbows are up off the ground, knees are wide. Can you drop your forehead onto the ground? Then take your elbows and pull your elbows to point at the floor. Press into the pads of your fingers so there's traction, and then slide the shoulder blades down. Take a deep inhale and hold. Deep inhale, hold. 3, 2, 1, and then exhale nice and slow. All right, go ahead and come on up. Bring your right leg forward nice and far on your mat. Stay with your left hand on the ground, or if you're able, drop onto your left forearm. And then we're going to open the right arm up and back. Find your breath. Take a scan of the body. Bring your arm back around. And then you're going to take your right leg and try to cross it all the way around your left. So we're going to try to get into those glute medius abductor muscles that we worked with our band. So you're trying to cross your knees on top of one another and then try to pull your toes apart just a teeny bit. Then sit back however far works for your body. And then you get that nice stretch through the upper outer side of your glute. Feel free to kind of shift around in your upper back, lengthen one side and the other. Relax and release through your neck. Okay, and then let's go to that other side. Shift your hips forward. Now our left leg is forward, right leg is back. Really trying to drop that hip, both hips down. And then you stay planted onto your right hand or elbow. And then open your left arm up and back. Don't worry if your stretch looks a little different than mine. I work a lot on flexibility, mobility. Mobility is probably, in my opinion, even more important to focus on. So movement without tension, I think, is a good way to put it. Slide back. So sometimes we actually can overstretch or work and focus so much on range of stretch that things get too loose, too out of kilter, too offset. So that's where I think foam rolling is extremely beneficial. Massage. It's another area to take care of yourself. Hinge your body forward. Again, if you'd like, shift a little in that upper back. All right, let's go ahead and bring ourselves forward and up. You're going to take a wide base of support, hinge over your legs. So wide meaning just a little bit wider than your hips. Walk your hands back towards your feet. See if you can plant your hands onto the ground. If not, bring one of those weights, those handy dandy weights, multi-purpose, over underneath your shoulders and try to bring the floor up to you. However far you need, I would love for you to have your legs straight and your back flat. Then let your back kind of drop toward the ground. Take your right hand outside your thigh or your calf. Bring your left arm up and then the other side. So trying to keep those hips level and square. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. And then we're going to finish with a yogi squat. So we're going to drop down and we're going to try to hold for 1 minute. As I was saying, this was how back in the day, and some cultures still utilize this squat a lot. It's really, really good for a lot of things. Go ahead and close your eyes. Plant your hands together, elbows inside the knees. Maybe you need to hold on to something so that you don't fall backward. I actually used to have to. 30 seconds left. Just breathe in a focused pattern and manner. Inhale, notice the breath coming in. Exhale, notice the breath going out. All right, one more deep inhale. Exhale, drive yourself all the way up. Bring your arms with you. Pull to one side. Notice the stories and patterns that maybe you tell yourself throughout the day. Excuses to not give back to yourself or to take care of your stress and anxiety. Try to start eliminating those. Heal yourself, feel better, and you'll be better for the world around you as well. All right, great job. I'll see you tomorrow.